Okay, can y'all hear me okay? Yeah. Okay. So for those who don't know me, I'm Paige Smith. I'm a P2. I'm currently the Remember the Ribbon co-chair with Tammy. So if you see me around doing things like that, that's who I am. I'm running for vice president this year. Okay, so a little bit about me personally. Probably my biggest flex is that I'm an Aggie grad, class of 2021. I wear my ring every single day. Also, I'm from Coons, Texas. Probably a lot of y'all have no idea where that is. Probably a few, but it's close to Beaumont. That's probably the nearest big city. I see Sydney in the back. And another thing about me is I love board games. I am a board game enthusiast. I collect Monopoly. That's my favorite thing to do in my free time. All my friends know. So maybe gonna bring SNAFA game night in if I get to be vice president, I don't know. But professionally, I'm a mint intern at Memorial Herman Sugarland. I've been there for almost a year. Things have been going great there. And before that, I worked 5.5 years at Walgreens pharmacies across where I've lived throughout my college and high school. And this, my P1 year, I was a member just like all the other P1s, but then this past year, I was Remember the Ribbon co-chair, like I said before. Okay, so why SNAFA? I put the SNAFA mission up here because this is essentially why we do what we do. SNAFA is all about serving the underserved. Like I said before, I've worked in lots of different Walgreens pharmacies across the state of Texas. I worked in rural areas. I worked in College Station with like a mainly college student-based population. And then I've also worked in Houston where I've seen just a huge variety of patients. So in all these different areas, I've seen lots of different populations that are underrepresented and under-advocated for. So that's really what I strive to do for SNAFA. And this is a picture of me, actually, when I was a sophomore at A&M. This is Texas A&M's SNAFA organization. They really did a lot with Pre-Pharmacy Society at A&M. So SNAFA really had an impact on me 4 years ago. They really did lots of things like naloxone trainings and peer mentorship programs. So SNAFA really was the first pharmacy school professional program that I was exposed to. So that's really what kind of drew me into SNAFA from the beginning. Okay, so as Remember the Ribbon co-chair, me and Tammy have accomplished several events. The first one we did was our Omega House informational. We really wanted to bring back Omega House as a volunteer opportunity. Omega House is a hospice center for those who have HIV and AIDS. We did about 5 volunteer program events there where we just played games with residents, spent time with them, because they're really a population that not a lot of pharmacy people are exposed to. So we really wanted to bring that back. We also had a event with Operation Immunization to talk about the future of HIV vaccines. We did a tabling event for National Black HIV and AIDS Awareness Day where we kind of debunked some myths and facts. And we also did a blood drive in January. Okay, here's a few more. Me and Tammy did a tabling event for World AIDS Day. We also had an event with Legacy Healthcare that was called Pass the Prep. And we educated pharmacy school students about what PrEP is and how we can educate those patients who are on PrEP. Okay, so why me? Number one, I'm a current initiative co-chair. I report my events to Yashvi, which he reports to nationals. So as vice president, I kind of already have some insight on what it takes to do event reporting and what's needs to go into that, so I can help the future initiatives stay on track with that and get the right things into me. I also am very good at communication, both verbally and over email, so I'm a really good person to reach out to speakers and to people who want to come speak at initiative events as well. I very much strongly believe in teamwork. I think teamwork makes the dream work. I know it's kind of tacky, but that's what I really think. I'm really excited to work with future initiatives if they need my help. I really like to put myself out there and give help where it's needed. Also, I'm very motivated. I reach my goals, and I'm very detail-oriented and organized, so that will really help with event reporting. So my future goals with SNAFA is collaboration with other organizations. We did a couple collaborations with, as Remember the Ribbon co-chairs, so I think collaboration with organizations helps you reach a wider patient population. I also want to offer more volunteer opportunities like Omega House, so maybe each initiative can have a volunteer event that kind of hones in on their initiative, and also encourage attendance at initiative events to members and non-members. Okay, that's all I have. Thank you.
Candidates are outside. Okay, cool. So then you will have 1 minute to answer one question from the top 3, starting with Josiah.
All right, so Paige, this year's theme was Nurse to Flourish. I wanted to ask, what does this mean to you, and what events do you feel best represents this theme?
I believe Nurse to Flourish, we talked about a lot about how we were coming out of the pandemic and kind of growing more into outreach into the community. So I really think that was a thing that we really worked hard for this year, was to go back out and do those volunteer events. So we did the Omega House, and we did lots more tablings at the UC, the blood drive, things like that, to reach more of the population that we weren't reaching before during COVID, and when we were staying just in the pharmacy school. So I believe extending that outside of pharmacy school and reaching the patients themselves and to other people in the general population really accomplished that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, the next question is going to be from me. So SNAFA has numerous events, and it is the responsibility of the Vice President to report all these events to nationals. Sometimes the initiatives do not report their events within the designated time frame. How do you plan on improving submission times on top of the schoolwork?
I believe that like I said before, I'm very detail oriented. I keep calendars of my own, and I keep my SNAFA events separate. So I believe keeping like a calendar of what events are going on for everybody. So if I know that they haven't submitted their events by close to my deadline, I can be sure to reach out for them so we get everything done in a timely manner. I think reminders sometimes are needed. Our lives get busy. So as long as I stay on top of the events going on in SNAFA, I can reach out to those events beforehand and just make sure they get what they need to me.
All right. And then your last question from us is, as SNAFA Vice President, many students come to you for advice. How do you plan to encourage and empower students through their pharmacy journey as a leader in SNAFA?
I plan to encourage people, if they get overwhelmed and come with me to advice, I'll give them a little bit of my background. I've worked a lot since I was 16 years old. I've been very good at balancing my time, so I know being involved in organizations can be a little bit overwhelming to those who are just coming into this. So I would just encourage them that it's all about time management. Just if you continue to execute and really put your time towards the things that matter to you, it'll all just fall into place.
All right, that's all we have. Thank you.
Thank you.